Before we talk about the application materials and everything else, I want you to understand how funding works, because it is likely that you cannot fund yourself, and so you want to get funding, and I'm going to tell you all you need to know to get funding, and then I'm going to tell you about the application materials, and all of that. First of all, there are more than 5,000 universities and colleges in the US, and a good number of them provide good funding to international students. Because not all schools provide good funding, you must check on their websites that they offer good funding before you submit an application. For graduate students, that is master's and PhD students, the funding that we are interested in are fellowships, teaching assistantships, research assistantships, and graduate assistantships. Fellowships are grants or free monies that... Hello and welcome to today's live session. So I am starting a new series which has to do with trying to understand and learn from the journeys of students. We were actually supposed to start this last week, but we had some technical issues, and so today is the day, and I'm starting with Edwina. If you watched the live session last week, I'm sure you would have seen her face. So let me so Edwina is not really somebody that I know so well, but I just got to know her recently, and I think she's a nice person, and I'm very happy that she's decided to talk about her study abroad plans for 2025. If you just joined, let me know where you are watching this from. If you have any question, leave it in the chat, and I'm going to answer all your questions. So just whatever the question is, just make sure you leave it in the chat. And so Edwina, how are you doing?
I'm good. And you?
I'm doing well. And how do you feel? Do you feel tensed? Do you feel nervous?
A
Okay,
little bit, but
a
like
little bit.
it's
Yeah,
not enough to make me faint.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, and the thing is, this is actually normal. Once we, talk a little bit, I think you should be comfortable. So, yeah. And how about your phone? Is it okay now?
Yeah,
Are
it's, it's,
we
it's
are we
okay.
expecting it to hit up a little bit at some point, or it should be fine today?
I pray it doesn't.
Okay, that's good to know. I would like to know a little bit about your background. So, you completed your university a year ago, right? Can you tell me more about
Yes.
that and what you studied, and also your national service? Are you done with it? If you can tell me all about that.
Yeah. I completed last year from University of Ghana. I studied economics and finance, and I went to my service at Tamale Global Communities Ghana. It's an NGO, and we are done. So we are
Okay.
just roaming around.
So,
Yeah.
your national service, is it really related to economics and finance? That was just
No,
something you do, so you just decided to.
no.
Okay.
I was actually like designated to the finance accounting that side, but then when I got there, there was not much to do over there. So I just told them I want to be doing the other stuff in the other departments. So.
Mm. So, is this the original posting you got, or you changed it? Like, I know,
Oh no, I did special posting to that place.
okay, but why that place? Do you know someone there?
Yeah, I know someone there.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. And now you are back in Accra.
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's good to know. And about your GPA, can you tell me the range? Don't tell me your exact GPA, just the range. So, like, it should be more like
Oh, my
somewhere.
GPA was it was between 2.7 to 3.0.
Okay, okay. So
Yeah.
2.7 to 3.0. Does that mean you've evaluated your transcripts?
You said?
Have you evaluated your transcripts, given that you have
Yes, I
it?
have. Yes, I have.
And so when you evaluated it, did you get more than 3.0?
Yes, I had. It actually like shut up a bit, like 3 point something,
Okay, that's
3.2
nice.
something.
3.2. I didn't want you to say, but based on the way I was asking you, I think, I mean, I was more or less asking you to tell me in a way, but yeah. Yeah, okay, that's good to know. So, when did you start your study abroad journey, and what have you done so far?
I started during the national service period. I was not really engaged a lot, so I was like, let me research. So
Okay.
at that point, I really didn't know much. So I was just, when I find a school, I'll just apply. If my brother sends me something, I'll just apply. Like it's like that. It had no formula at all.
Okay. So you were not
And
checking for funding or opportunities. You were not checking
no,
for. Okay. So once your brother recommends a school, you just go online, create an account, and then just submit the application.
exactly.
And this is last year. You started last year, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what did you get any offer? Did you get any admission, any funding?
I actually did. At that time, I was focused on UK and
Okay.
Germany, and I had three admissions from UK, which didn't come with funding at all. The only funding there was for African students, some £3,000 for African students. But if you even subtract it from the tuition alone, it's nothing to write home about.
Exactly. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
As for the Germany, they are not giving any funding. Me, I didn't get any funding for that school.
Okay. Yeah,
But they were
this
actually very good programs. Yeah.
yeah, but Germany the school fees is free, right? Did you find
And
out?
where I applied wasn't free.
I see. Yeah, and those watching, if you're interested in applying to the UK, you have to be very careful because the UK you're not really going to get any funding. They don't really give funding like the US does. So the goal is always the US. Honestly, the goal is always the US. If you submit a good application, then there's a likely to get something better. So you tried for 1 year. You tried the UK and then Germany. Did you try the US?
No, I did not even apply to a single school in the US.
I see. So when did that change? And when was the
Ah,
last time? When was let's say when was the first time you submitted an application to the US? If you have.
okay. So like I had given up because after I got admission into the UK school, my brother was like, okay, now you have to apply for scholarships. Then he was mentioning Chevening and the rest, and I'm like,
Chevening, yeah.
the criteria for
Common
selection
share and
alone, I
all of
don't.
those things.
Yeah. So I was just like I gave up. Then one day I was just on YouTube, and then I think it came as an ad. Your video with Aaron. And
Oh, I
Aaron
see.
was giving his story about how he evaluated his transcripts
Yeah.
and all that. So I followed the two of you, went to join your WhatsApp groups, and I was there observing for a while. Then people started talking about US. I said, should I also apply to US? I said, okay, let me do it. So I went to evaluate my transcripts. I spoke to Aaron and he took me through on how to do like about it. Then I evaluated my transcripts. And when it came, I actually went through a lot of stress with that. Like it was really frustrating.
What was stressful about the process?
Well, when I was submitting my transcripts from University of Ghana, I was supposed to add my degree, like I was supposed to upload it. So
Yeah.
after they were done evaluating, I did not upload my degree certificate. So they told me that without it, they cannot make the report. So I have to upload it, and that's what took like a long time because they had already done the evaluation,
Mm.
and that was the only thing. I submitted it for like 4 weeks. They told me they've not received it. So every time I was always calling them. I even became friends with like three of them, the customer service.
That's good. That's good.
But like
Yeah.
finally, they just reached out to me
Yeah.
and they helped me out. That was
Yeah.
when I told them I have a deadline, which I lied about actually. I told them I have a deadline, and then the lecturer says I won't get funding if I don't give the thing. And then the next day, nah, they gave me my reports.
I
Yeah.
see. Okay. Yeah. Before
So as
uh
for
before asking you about what you've done with the evaluated transcripts, those of you watching, I wanted to understand that, like, if you intend to evaluate your transcripts, I have a video coming up on Monday about transcript evaluation. It's basically for students who was struggling with the same thing. So she reached out to me, and then I had to create a video of it. Yeah. So you got the evaluated transcripts. So what did you do next?
okay, so I got a transcript, and at that point I was confused because before all that as I was waiting for the transcript, I had actually listed schools that, oh, if it comes now, I'm going to apply before November ends. But like, I sent the program director, like I contacted them, and the response they gave was very bad. Even after joining info sessions, they told us that they don't give funding for the programs and etc. So I was like, I was confused. Then I remembered that earlier on for Missouri State University, the program director told me to send my unevaluated transcript to her. They do internal evaluation. So I received a mail from her, and she said, "Oh, looking at everything, I'm okay for the program, so I can go ahead and apply." And I told her that I don't have application fee, so she gave me application fee. So she gave it to me, and actually it took just 3 days, and I had admission. And I've been talking to them, like, and they are assuring me that next year funding will be discussed. But for now, there's no funding attached to that admission.
I see. So
Yeah.
is that the only university you've applied to so far?
No, no, no. I've applied to Ball State University. I've applied to University of Texas at Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rio Grande
And I've
Valley.
applied to Georgia State University.
Okay. So yeah, Augusta is talking about your background, your the background noise. So she's actually doing this in the kitchen. Initially, she wanted to do it in the bedroom, but the place was a bit dark, and so she had to move to the kitchen. So you guys try to manage the sound like that, okay? All right. So far, it looks like the schools you mentioned are schools that waive the application fee, right? I have not
Yeah.
heard of a school where you pay the application fee, and I actually know you're very big on the waiver stuff. Like I see you posting things about waiver and all of that. There's nothing wrong with the waivers, right? Uh, so have you paid any application fee? I'm not saying you should pay. I'm just saying asking. Just a harmless question. Have you paid any
You
application
know,
fees? So,
for Missouri, I was supposed to actually pay. They don't
Mis-
waive application fees for them.
Missouri State, right? You mean Missouri State?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. But then, because I was always like talking to the program director, she actually paid it for me because it came from her pocket. It's not like the
Ah,
school gave it to me.
oh,
Uh-huh.
interesting.
But I also intend on applying to University of Wyoming.
Okay.
That one too, I'm talking to the program director, and then he says I should hold on because they are deciding funding options for 2025. I shouldn't rush in and put in the applications for now.
Okay.
So for that one, they
Yeah,
have to pay.
yeah, yeah. That's interesting. So, which means the thing is that what you just did for you to get the waiver, right? For the lady to pay for you, like 100 people will do it, and maybe 2 people will get that because not everybody will want to pay it for you, right? So sometimes it's not easy like that. Yeah, and for me, I feel like with your GPA, try to do a little bit more research and try to avoid the schools that everyone is looking for waivers because yeah, the process is very competitive, and ideally if you can try to look into schools a little bit more, that can help. So before you apply to a school, do you check the funding opportunities before you apply, or you just
Yes,
look at?
I
Okay.
do. I do check that.
And what are you which program are you interested in?
Okay, because
You
of
said
my
you have
background,
economics and
yeah,
finance, right? So yeah.
yes. So, but for Missouri, I applied for their MBA program.
Okay.
And Wyoming, I intend to apply for agricultural economics.
Okay. Yeah, the agricultural
Yeah.
economics makes sense. The MBA, why MBA? What is it about the MBA? Is it because of
Well,
the finance?
yes, exactly.
Okay. And the other thing is that a lot of schools, they look at the courses that you have taken so far. So based on the courses you have taken, have you taken courses which are more related to MBA, or because
Yes.
I know finance is very related to MBA, but when you see economics and finance, it's like, okay, is the finance really related to MBA? That's why I'm asking this, because the foundation is always important. Schools want you to have some theoretical knowledge about the program and all of that. So Okay, so you checked all of that, right?
Yeah, and you see, initially I said the school did an internal evaluation.
Yeah.
So you send them your transcripts and they'll go through your courses. You are
Okay.
a hand. So they told me that I've taken almost all their prerequisite courses. Yeah,
Okay.
it was just one law 600, and they said for that one when I get to the school, you can just do it online. Yeah,
Okay, that's good. And do you have plans of applying to, any schools, or you are just done waiting for decisions?
applying for more schools.
Yeah, because so far you've applied to about four or five, right?
Yes.
So are you done with it, or you still want to apply to other schools?
No, no, no. I'm still waiting for the Wyoming.
Okay.
You see,
And
because of how my GPA is,
yeah,
I really don't want to just be wasting money. I
yeah,
want to have this connection with the
with the school.
professors before I apply.
Okay.
That way, it's even better than they not knowing me at all.
Yeah, that's true. So do you always reach out to directors or just anybody in the school? Like,
The program directors, like the
okay.
coordinators,
And what is the response rate? Are they really nice to you? Do you get
they are
responses from them?
really respectful, like and calm and like everything. They are ready to assist. Unlike even our own university lectures in Ghana,
Yeah.
like they are
No, I
welcoming.
mean that's actually true. The US professors will treat you different from your own people here, because your own people, you know, I think it. I also understand them, because our people, like, if you are too nice, they take advantage of you. So like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And based on what you have done so far compared to what you did last year, do you think you have made a lot of progress? And what do you think about what you've done so far? Do you think you have a good chance of getting good funding?
Well, after coming across your page, and I think I'm like, how should I say it, a superhero in this study abroad stuff, because I'm actually helping out my friends, and I've just been
Wow.
adding them to the group so that they'll also be getting the info I got.
Oh,
And
wow.
surprisingly, if anybody wants to apply, they'll call me and say, "Oh, we're doing that this, we're doing I want this," and like so.
Oh,
I'll
wow.
say I have that.
Now you're a
I've
boss.
gathered enough knowledge to, yeah, experience.
Oh, wow.
And
That's
as
good.
for the funding, I'm just, how should I say it? I'm just being positive,
Yeah.
because aside the program director, I've spoken to the recruitment, graduate recruitment. I had a video session with them, and also student advisor. And he told me they have about 50 graduate assistantships in that particular department. And for now, no, it's because the spring are still there. Like that's why the positions are like occupied. So
Okay.
like by January, dear, I should put in the applications. By January, dear, some of them will start like reaching out to me.
Yeah.
So I've actually applied to like 10 of the available positions being advertised.
Oh. And how much funding do you need before you decide to apply for the visa? Do you need, like, if you get like 50%, will you be able to come?
Me, I'm not coming if I don't get full funding. I've listened to you enough. I will not go for Empower. I won't come there and suffer. If I don't get funding, I'll wait. The next year I'll come.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's actually true. Like, people think it's easy, but it's not easy. Like, it's not easy at all. Like, if people should tell you their story, yeah,
I'm a
that's
soft
actually
girl. I can't come and cry over there.
that's nice.
But yeah,
So,
I think for Missouri, their funding is a full tuition waiver and then
stipend.
a stipend. Yeah, $1,000 stipend per month or something. Yeah.
Okay, that might not be now, but I mean, it's manageable. I mean, let's get there first.
Yeah.
Let's get the funding first, right? That's, yeah. So, I get a lot of messages like every day, and students want me to apply for them, and they want me to charge them and stuff like that. But I keep telling them, no, I'm not ready to charge anybody. You have to go through the process. And somebody like you, who started without any knowledge at all, and you were doing UK, probably you were scared of the US. Maybe you thought maybe the US would be hard or something. That's what people,
Yes.
other people, think. They think the US is hard, but the US is actually easier compared to other countries. In my opinion. So you haven't learned a lot over the I don't know the last 1 year or something. Do you think it is easy to go through the process? Do you think it's easy? Do you think it is fair for other people to reach out to some of us for help, like for us to do it for them, or you think everyone can do it on their own if they want?
Well, me in particular, I'm a victim because when I started, I actually came into your DMs and I was like, should I go through my this, go through my that? And
Yeah,
at
I didn't
first,
mind
I
you,
just
right?
wanted,
Did I mind you?
that's after I came into your DM, I
I didn't
just
mind you,
wanted you to
right?
come and do everything for me.
You expected me to do everything for you.
Yes, because I told you at that point I was confused, I didn't know anything. So when you told me that I should go and take my time and watch your videos, recraft my SOP, because at that point I wrote rubbish as SOP. So like you when you told me that, I actually like took it upon myself to put in the work. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Doing the research, I think I've if you take my Google search, you'll see that I've gone through like 500 US schools. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's
That's
not
that's what
easy
people
at
don't
all.
understand. That's not what
Yeah.
people. So when you reach out to me, what did I tell you? I want you to say it as it is. I don't really because I get a
Oh,
lot of messages and there are people who might probably get nicer reply from me. Some might not, but I want to know what did I tell you because I at that point I didn't even know who you are, right? So
yes,
what did I tell you?
precisely. So when I came into your DMs, I was like, oh, I want to apply for school in the US, and since you did economics, you be a best person to tell me like my
Yeah.
chances. And I was like, I wanted to lick your brain, and I said I want you to be my mentor and all those things.
What did
Then
you
you came
say?
to give me a straight answer. You said you really don't have time to be helping mentoring students at the moment. So like I should go and go through your videos, and I think I'll be good to go. If anything, I should reach out. And I say, hey, this guy has so I was like, me, I'm not
Yeah.
giving up. I said one day you notice me, and you did. You actually did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I it's so hard for me to notice people, right? So sometimes I would have to see your comments over and over. And also maybe through live sessions, if I see your name over and over, my brain will be able to register your name. And so when you reach out to me, then it's more, knowing you means I have to be nicer in a way. So yeah, I mean eventually I notice you. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, and I the process is actually difficult unless somebody wants a small scholarship. If you want a small scholarship, then I can easily do something quickly for you and then you get it. Because, but if you really want something good, you have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. So yeah, students don't like it when I give them response like that. And sometimes you check your messages and you have like, like on TikTok. Let's say I open TikTok and I have like maybe 20 messages, right? And then everyone is asking for the same thing. So let's say I have 20 messages and everyone is asking for the same thing. How am I going to help everyone? Like,
Annoying.
how is that possible? Students don't think about that. When they reach out, they think, somebody will be like, please, I need you, please, I need your help. I mean, like, really? Like, no. So for me, what I do is that I
Yeah.
take questions from students, the concerns, everything that they have, and then I make a
Yeah.
video so that you use the video to help yourself. That way, I am serving so many people at the same time. Because if I wanna, and also I always tell, I don't, I am not coming to, make it look like everything is fine. And so no. For me, there were certain things that I did for so many people, and it actually affected my life, my time, my money, everything in a bad way. So now I am very careful with some of these things. Like if I have the time, then I can. There are so many people that I actually talk to. I don't charge them anything. Just that I cannot say I talk to everybody, or somebody will reach out to me on TikTok. I don't know you from anywhere. Then you want to talk to me like, nah, I don't. I wouldn't be able to do that, right? But then, depending on how many messages you send or the kind of message you send to me, and when I look at it, and I'm like, oh, maybe this person needs a little bit of that guidance or direction. Then I'll speak to the person. Like so many people like that I've spoken with, right? So that is what
Yeah.
I wish students will understand. So Edwina, I don't wanna, take too much of your time and all of that. I just want this to be, as short as possible. Do you have any question for me? I remember you reached out to me to go through your documents, right? I remember.
Yeah, yeah, for Georgia State.
Yeah, and I remember at the time I was familiar with you, so I. But by you, Edwina, you too. Why? What's up? Like, when you send a message, you send like 10 messages at the same time. Like, I'm like, I'm like, what? Like, I was
I
like,
just knew you would say it.
you knew I was saying this today, right?
Yeah,
Like, I was like, yeah, like, why? Like, plenty messages like that, and
I
you know,
knew it to get your attention.
yeah. I mean, I for me, if I'll respond to it, I'll respond to it. If I will not, I will not. But yeah, so I saw the messages. There were a lot of them. You had
Yeah,
like 3 documents or so, and then comments like. So I think I didn't really spend a lot of time on them, but I gave you 1 or 2 comments about certain things and all of that. And I think your resume also, either your resume or CV. I told you I didn't like
yeah,
the format. I told you that it doesn't look nice enough to me or something. I told you to just check what I did and just kind of use that sample or something. I think I told you. And then the SOP, I think I gave you 2 comments about certain things. And yeah, it's
yeah.
just
I've
difficult for
actually
me
like
to.
used it well.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, it's actually
Yeah,
difficult for me too. Yeah, it's actually difficult for me to say I want to help, people like one on one like that. It's just hard. Yeah. So you don't have any question for me, right?
not really.
Okay.
But do you really think I should like still apply for the Wyoming if in case that because he's still not saying anything,
Yeah.
the professor.
When is the deadline?
You know, priority deadlines are in
Yeah,
January.
yeah. So you have
But
to
like
submit
he's
by
still saying
January.
that I'll have ample time to apply. That's what he keeps saying. So
Uh,
right now I don't know if I listen to him or I should just put in the application.
what I feel about this is, I haven't checked the program and all of that. What I feel about this is that maybe the school doesn't have funding. Like Eastern Illinois
Yes.
University, they used to have economics masters, but then at some point they closed it down because I think they didn't have money for that particular program. So the Wyoming one, I don't know, maybe they don't have enough funding. Maybe that's why they are doing that, right? But I actually thought because it's agricultural economics, that might help in a way.
Hello.
Because the
Yeah.
actual economics sometimes it can be very difficult
Hello.
and very
Hello.
competitive. So when you switch
Yes.
a little bit to something else, that can help. But yeah, I will probably not. If I don't hear from you by the end of December, I'll probably look elsewhere. Honestly,
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, if probably that's what I'll do. And
Oh,
there are a lot of schools, and
come
you
on,
are
I'm going
very
to
big
try what
on
you're
the
talking about.
waivers and all of that. So I think you can explore more waivers and
Did
just
you do Emma?
try them out and see.
Oh, bye bye, bye bye.
I mean,
I have like 10 schools who have the wave the like the fee waived too.
yeah.
But like they don't give funding, so I don't feel any need to apply to them.
Yeah, that's the thing about the waivers. Most of the time, that's why I always want students. I don't want if you do your research wall and then you come across a school that waives it, people are not aware of that, and so that when you apply, it's good. But then when you are applying for waivers, schools that are waiving it, that people have recommended that everyone is aware of, you have low chance. Like it doesn't help, especially if your GPA is not above 3.5. That's what I always say. If your GPA is not above
Exactly.
3.5, it's very competitive.
Yes,
So like
come.
if you really want to come, you have to kind of try to stay away from such schools. And yeah, yeah. I mean, I think you've done really well, so far, coming from no knowledge about it, trying UK, and then now it's like you're an expert in a
Yeah.
way when it comes to US applications and all of that. So that's actually good. I mean, I actually appreciate the fact that you decided to do it on your own. And hopefully this conversation will not end today, right? Hopefully I'll get to talk to you
What are
when
you?
you have a good offer and you are trying to go for your visa interview, or when you arrive in the
Definitely.
US. Yeah, or when you are
I
when you
already told
arrive.
you you come and pick me.
I told you I'll pick you from where? The airport? Which airport? I mean, it depends on where you
I
are.
told you that when I come, you come and pick me.
Oh really? I told you that.
And then
Well,
you organize party for me.
well, I mean, it depends on
which school you are going to, right? If you are near me, then
Okay.
yeah. But if you're not near me, then unless you give me wings to fly. But yeah, let's hope everything goes well. Yeah, and I wanna, the whole point about this is, for me to speak to students before they come, and I am hoping that with everything that you are putting in and all of that, everything works out well so that you're able to come, so that we can look back at this, this interview and then be like, oh, okay, well, this is what she did, and now look at what, the outcome of what she did, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also like the fact that you decided to put in the work. When you reach out and then I did my usual thing. You decided to take it upon yourself to put
You
in the
did
work.
your
So
signature move.
yeah, it's not like I'm not friendly. I'm really friendly, but when it comes to certain things, I want students to be responsible for their own future, because I always believe that nobody can give you something better than you can give for to yourself,
Yourself.
right? I always believe in that, and so I want to coach you. Maybe from a distance, right? And then you will take it on your own, and yeah. And I think you told me about, when I some time ago I shared a link about Darren Daily, and you told me you watch and all of that. Do you still watch Darren Daily?
That was what?
Darren Daily. Darren
Ah,
Daily.
yeah, yeah.
You still watch it?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, yeah. So, Edwina, thanks a lot, because it's not everyone who will be able to do this. A lot of people are shy, and when I say a lot of people are shy, somebody came to mind. Somebody came to mind.
Not
I
like
said,
I'm not shy. Oh, I am, but like
yeah, I know, but you've done really well.
I'm maintaining steez and
Yeah, why are there?
composure.
Why are there? You've done well. Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody came to mind, and I know you know the person, so well, let's see. So yeah, thanks a lot, and I hope
You're
you enjoy
welcome.
your day, and I wish you the best. Okay,
Okay.
and I don't like to promise, because sometimes when you promise and like, and you are not able to fulfill it, people will not understand that
Promise,
you
promise.
not like, you know I I wanted to say, oh, when you get, so I can promise one thing, but I cannot promise the other, right? One thing I can
Okay.
promise is that when you are going for your visa interview, I'll give you access to my course, right? Full access to my course, my coaching course, so that you can use it to
Okay.
prepare your answers. But then what I cannot promise is whether I will decide to coach you or not, because that is a lot of work and all of that. But of course, if I give you access to my course, it means automatically you are going to be, you are going to have a mock session with me, so that one is also part of it. So yeah, but
Yes.
yeah, that's that one I can promise you. So so yeah, I wish you the
Okay.
best, and talk to you soon. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Take care. Bye bye.
So I'll
S-
reach out to you.
Sorry.
Okay. I would DM you
Yeah, I
privately.
mean, anytime.
Okay.
So right now I just wanna respond to questions, and those of you who are calling now, thank you so much. And so Raymond from Ghana, Karen from Nigeria. Hopefully I'll talk to Karen soon. And then Beatrice, hi Beatrice. Uh, okay, okay, okay. Robert, hi Robert. Ike, this is Isaac from Ghana. My Okay, Ike. I thought Ike. I thought Nigeria. So Ike, my service fee will expire in June, and I haven't gotten a school yet. Can you advise me on what to do to enable me to utilize the service fee before it expires? Really, there is something I can say, right? They allow you to, you know, they allow the payment to expire in a year. So if it expires in a year, I don't know of anything, right? I really don't know of anything that I can suggest. Karen says, Shai, is it good to submit an application 2 weeks or 1 month before the priority deadline? Yes, there's nothing wrong with that. The most important thing is submit. You can even submit it. You can even submit it a day before the priority deadline. I think it should still be fine. So Nenekwa says, okay, Nenekwa, Nana says she's lying. She'll come. I don't remember why I don't remember this. Okay, but um, Augusta says a school waived the GR requirement for me after going through my application, but they said the waiver does not guarantee admission. Do you think I should still send? I should still. Do you think I still stand a chance of being admitted? Well, this thing is not something I can easily say yes or no, because the way it works is that in some instances a bad application can get you into a school, but sometimes it depends on who you are competing with. If you're not competing with a lot of people with better applications, then even if your application is not good, you can still get into a school. But if you are competing with people with better GPAs, better application, or if you and somebody have the same background but the person has a GRE, you don't have it, even if the school has waived it for you, because the person has it, the person has an advantage, right? So yeah, it's not really a straightforward answer. It depends on who you are competing with. Okay, so yeah, Nelekwa says, okay, Nelekwa is from Ghana. Okay, Suliat from Nigeria. Omara says, Shai, how are you? My question is, can I apply to more than 2 programs within the same department within health field to apply for public health and health administration? Well, if it's the same departments, then the application is going to be reviewed by the same people. That's what I think. So it's probably not a good idea. If you're applying to the same school, if you're applying to, let's say, 3 programs in the same school, then that one is different, because different departments are going to look at it. But then if a department has 2 different programs and you want to apply to each of them, that's not a good idea. I don't think so, because it's the same people. On one hand, you are telling the people that you like public health because it's this and this. On the other hand, you are telling them that you like health administration because it's this and this. It makes you inconsistent. So I don't think that's a good idea. Okay, Nelekwa says so inspiring. Yeah, so Nelekwa is saying Edwina has done really well and her story is really inspiring. Okay, Tofik, hi Tofik. Oman Agrek, hi. Nice to see you guys. Oman says, which state? I'm in Illinois. Nelekwa says, Shai will organize a rival party for you at dinner at the airport. Beatrice says, please, I need access to the course. Well, access to the course, it is not, there is, it's not free, right? But then once in a while, depending on certain things, I can give it to somebody for free. So yeah, I will not just, it doesn't work like that. So that's just what I can tell you. It depends, maybe one day, but I cannot right now. I cannot say I wanna, and because if I say, oh, anyone who asks for it, it's free, then what is the point? Like, then it means everybody will come for it. And how do you decide who deserves it and who doesn't? Or like, it's very complicated. It takes a lot, because there should be something, like it should be based on a lot of familiarity and all of that. And so yeah, it's not straightforward like that. Okay, I hope you understand me. Boachi says, Shai, is it possible to transfer your service payment to a different campus of the same school after visa denial? Service fee payment to a different campus of the same school. Is the school giving you 2 different I-20s? So if the school is giving you 2 different I-20s, right, with 2 different service numbers, then you can transfer. Of course you can. Okay. Oman says, I would like to be selected for mock session tomorrow. Oman, I think you reached out to me during the mock session and I asked you to send your details on Telegram. You did not send it, and right now I've selected people, so this is not my fault. I think I remember I told you to send them. You didn't send them. So yeah, I've selected 2 people already. So I don't know. I mean, it's because I think you started following these things maybe 2 weeks ago or so, and I don't know. Let me think about it. Okay, it's too late. I don't want to interview too many people on the same day. That is really difficult for me, honestly. Omar says, what's the time frame for one to hear from course directors when seeking assistantship? When you send an email, there is no timeline in terms of when you are going to get a reply, and there is no guarantee that you get a reply. Most of them will not reply to you. That's just how it is. The key thing is check the website. If there is every information there, then and you think you meet the requirements, go ahead and apply. That's what I can say. let's check TikTok. I have ignored my TikTok people for a while. Let's yeah, OBS Green says there is noise. Yeah, yeah. I hope I explained that. So TikTok says I should encourage you to share the live, okay, and invite more friends. Please do that for me. Hi, Mamia. Prince Newton says we are learning. Okay, that's good. Quincy, hi Quincy, how are you? Prince says, please may we know your GPA initially and the GPA after transcript evaluation. So her initial GPA was between 2.7 and 3.0, right? That's what she said, between that. But when she evaluated it, she got 3.2. So even if she had 3.0, I think she had less than 3.0, right? So when she evaluated it, she got 3.2, which is one of the things about evaluation. It kind of helps, especially if you have a low GPA. Evaluation can help you. It is not for everybody, right? It depends on the last 2 years of your program. If you did very well, that is one thing. I don't know about other things that can also help. Okay. uh LT says, is it possible to request to join this live? So LT, you can reach out to me on WhatsApp, and then we'll talk about it. We'll look at, we'll see how that works out. But you can reach out to me on WhatsApp. The link to the WhatsApp is, you have to join the WhatsApp group, and then you are going to see my contact, and you can reach out to me, and then we'll talk about that. Okay. Prince shared the live. Thank you. The gift of God. Can I get your email? I don't respond to email. Emails are stressful, and I don't like responding to email. So the best way is just like I told LT, right? Join the WhatsApp group. The link is on YouTube, and then you can reach out privately. When you reach out, it's not automatic that I'll reply immediately. It takes time sometimes. Sometimes, like on weekends, I have time, but during the weekdays, I don't have time to respond quickly. So GB says, I have a deficit of 25k. How do you see my chance from US Embassy, from Ghana Embassy? It doesn't work like that. If you have a deficit of 25k, it is not it is not enough information for me to tell you whether you have a good chance or not. It depends on your background, whether you are working now, and it depends on the program you are going to study, whether it relates to what you want to study in the US. It depends on who is sponsoring you, what they do, what is your relationship with the sponsor, why is the person sponsoring you. So a lot of things together. It's not just you telling me the deficit. Do you have a scholarship? How much scholarship do you have? All of these things would would decide whether you are going to get your visa approved or not. So yeah, if you tell me the deficit, you've not said anything. Okay. Ali Doro says, masters in public health, please. I don't know what you mean. Okay. King says, I'm about to write my first statement of purpose, but I don't know where to start from. Yeah, I have 2 videos on the statement of purpose. The first one I made was, if you don't know how to start at all, I broke it down into different paragraphs. Each paragraph has specific thing that you need to do that is going to help you write it. If that is too much for you, there is also another video where you can use AI, and I show you how to use the AI in a way that you are not going to be caught as using the AI. So you can check those videos out. They are on YouTube. Princess Thelma says, please, how can I pay for service fee? The service fee, you would have to send the money to somebody in the US to pay for you. That is the normal route. Or there's an app called Pay For Me. You can use that app as well. That app will charge you a lot of fees, but if you have no option, then you can go with that, or you can use that. King says, I need help. Okay, King, I've responded to that. Tommy says, I have admission to a PhD program in the US, but funding is not yet in. What should I do? Yeah, there's nothing else to do. You have to wait. You've already submitted an application. Everything is going to be based on the application that you have already submitted. It is not after they have received your application materials, giving you admission, that you are now trying to look for funding. No, you have to wait for them to decide first, and then depend on how things go. Tommy says, please, can I proceed as I am working in the UK full time, and will I be able to pay for tuition? Tommy, your question is not clear enough. I don't know exactly what you mean. GB says, can I join the live to explain? Well, GBC, it doesn't work like that. You reach out, and then I will decide on what you have to share, whether people are going to get value from it and stuff like that, and then we'll talk about it. But then there are even people who are actually who I'm going to talk to before you, in case I actually decide to talk to you. So it's not straightforward like that. And Bra Coupon says, and I mean, if you have a a peculiar issue, if there are certain things you don't understand, if you want, you can book a consultation, 30-minute consultation, and that is not free, obviously. But that is one option that you can, so that yeah, that one, yeah, I can listen to you, whether it's visa interview, study abroad, whatever it is, and then I can tell you certain things, that is tailored to you. So that is also another option. Bra Coupon says, I have my own business. I stated I will be funding myself. Is it a good idea? Still not a good question for me to be able to give you a good answer. Okay, it doesn't work like that. It takes a lot of things. I asked about PhD in the US. I can actually fund a PhD without funding, as I am a teacher in the UK. You are a teacher in the UK, you think you can fund the PhD. The PhD is 4 or 5 years. Are you sure you can fund 4 or 5 years of studies in the US? I don't think so. You know yourself. Maybe you know you can, but I don't know. I have been in the US, and sometimes I don't know. Mutesi says, I think I think I've seen Mutesi before. Mutesi says, I have service fee paid during my last denial for my fall admission was extended to spring. Mutesi, I don't know your question. What it is about? Okay, do I have to pay service fee again? It's the same university and same course, so your service fee will expire in 1 year. So I think you should still be able to use the same service fee. Okay, you don't have to pay a new one. It's the same thing. Okay. So just make sure, like, you've already said it's the same service ID, so then you should be fine. Okay. Mutesi says, my interview is Wednesday this week. I see. Then all the best to you. Okay. Yeah, if you had reached out, maybe you would have gotten an opportunity to be selected for the mock. But yeah, I wish you the best. What else? So let's check our YouTube and see. Okay, where was I? Akosia says, is there a WhatsApp group I can join? Yeah, there is a WhatsApp group. Check the main page of the YouTube channel. If you cannot find the main page, check the description of every video. There is a link to the main page. Once you click on it, you are going to see all the links. YouTube might not display all the links, so you can see more links. When you click on more links, you are going to see the WhatsApp group and you can join. Okay. Israel says, is it good to say what your work relative is doing in the US when you are asked if you know someone in the US during the interview? Doing your work. Well, I don't know, maybe you mean during your interview. Okay, so I don't know. The thing is that they might ask you, do you know anyone in the US, or do you have any relative in the US? If you have, you say it. What are they doing? If they are doing something legally, right? If they enter the country legally, then I don't see where the issue is, right? So I mean, so that's what I can say. Oman says, I thought you mostly select people after Saturday sessions. No, I select people after Sunday sessions. And I think you reached out on Sunday. Maybe you didn't watch the whole live session. That's why you didn't see it. But I responded to you. I told you should send the details. So right now, I don't know. Emmanuel says, I have requested to join the WhatsApp group. Kindly waiting for your approval. Yeah. When you request, you have to wait. Sometimes, it might take a bit of time. And, because I'm not the only admin, actually. So it depends on who is available. So already says, Mr. Shai, you asked me to bring my question here. My question is, can I request an expedited appointment? It get approved. Can you request an expedited appointment? It gets approved, yet you have no access to closer dates. Rather, the dates are in late November. Yeah, so you can apply for emergency appointment. Emergency appointments is only going to help you get emergency dates, right? Emergency appointment dates. So once it's approved, it doesn't mean automatically you are going to get a date. No, you still have to. I just keep telling students that don't rush with this emergency thing. Today, a lot of people got dates, right? A lot of people have been able to book their visa interview appointment dates just today. So many dates like that, So when students are rushing, I want to go to another country, I'm like, I understand some of you, the way, the impatience and all, but no, you just have to be patient. If you keep checking every morning, there is a good chance you get a date. There is really a good chance. You don't have to. So I don't. So yeah, it is possible that it happens like that, right? It can happen, and you have to keep checking. You have to. That's the only way. That's the only way. Uh, and the emergency. I think I am told that if you book an emergency and then regular dates become available, you are not able to book the emergency appointment. It doesn't apply to those of you looking for emergency appointments. In that case, you might want to take the risk, cancel it, and then cancel the emergency appointment and then book the regular date. But you have to make sure the regular dates are still there. That is something you have to figure out, right? There are a lot of questions that students ask me. I never had to deal with all those questions, so it's like I have to hear from somebody else's experience before I can tell you certain things, because I just wait and you get. People say no, I will not wait. I want to go to Zimbabwe. I want to go to South Africa, Ivory Coast. No, just wait and keep checking. Still, I don't want to keep checking, right? So there are a lot of people, they know the live session is going on. They will not come and join live session and ask questions. After live session, they will be asking me questions and they expect me to answer them. Like, after live session, I'm tired. I need to drink water. I need to eat. But then they will be asking me questions. They I don't know. Students don't want to put in the work. They just don't want to put in the work. And that's why I really admire what Edwina, has done for herself so far. When she approached me and I said no, she could have gotten angry and then never even reach out to me again, right? But no, she persisted. She did her own thing, and then at the right time she reached out again. That's how everybody has to, that's what everybody has to do. But some of you be angry. No, it's not nice. They go away and then they'll go and struggle 1 year time, then they'll come back to me again. Like, no, you don't do that. Yeah, I will not say anything to hurt anybody. No, if I tell you something that you are not happy with, it means I am telling you from a place of love, me thinking that you have what it takes to do it, and so please do it. Put in the work. So long as you put in the work, you can achieve whatever you are looking for. If you don't want to put in the work, then yeah, then we are not friends. All right. Solomon, in this case, do I email the embassy, or what do I do? Because a spring date is the reason why I requested for an expedited out. Yeah, so you can always reach out to the embassy. You can always call them and see, right? Whenever you are going through anything that you don't understand, always ask questions. So yeah, you can call the embassy. You can send them. You can create a ticket, and then let's see how that goes. Okay. When it comes to appointments and all those things, it's not really something I can really do much about, right? So you always have to send emails and stuff like that to the right people. Adwa says, okay, before Adwa, Fuzi says, if you advise them and they still want to go elsewhere for the interview, allow them. We go watch. Fuzi be nice, okay? Fuzi. Adwa says, please, do you have a video on graduate school interview? I guess you mean the school wanting to interview you about why they should give you a GA or admission, that kind of thing. I think that's what you mean. I don't have a video on that yet. I've actually coached somebody before. That was in 2018, I think. That was in 2018. Was it 17 or 18? 18 also, I think 18. But yeah, it is similar to visa interview questions. Why are you a good fit for the program? Why should we give you this opportunity? What is your background? What have you been doing? How does your future align with this program and stuff like that? What have you been doing since you completed school, your GPA, like all these things. If the program is about if the program is about teaching, what is your teaching background? What have you taught before? If it's about research, what research have you done and stuff like that? Let's just go be yourself, dress well, just talk about yourself in a nice way. And always, it's not just about yourself but also about the department. What value is the department going to get from giving you an assistantship? What are you going to contribute, right, in a way, either through research, teaching, whatever it is? So all of this, and you always have to spend a lot of time on the school's website looking at what the program is about, some of the faculty and stuff like that, to show that you have actually done your research on the program and you know why you need the program and why the school is good for you and stuff like that. Okay. Dr. Shine says, I want to update my DX1C code. I have interview next week. You cannot if you've already submitted, you cannot update it. You have to create a new one. And when you create a new one, you would have to, in the past, you can easily change it in the appointment portal, but now because it's a new system, somebody did it. The person says they created a ticket, it didn't work out and all of that. But I don't know. I always tell you guys, I haven't gone through it myself. It's always based on what people have done, right? So I don't know what the mistake is, right? I never, it's I never had to create a new DX1C form. Anytime I did it, I do one, submit, book appointment. So I never even had to update anything, even though that option was there. Like all of these things. So you guys have to take your time. I have a video on it. If you don't understand certain things, watch the video, follow the video, fill it out. You don't have to be making all these mistakes, and then the number of students who update their DX1C form, I just don't understand. Like, no, you have to be vigilant about some of these things so that you don't make these mistakes. I sometimes I just don't understand how students make all these mistakes. Like, how? If you apply to many schools and you are still waiting, why do you submit a DX1C form? Don't submit it. You can start it. Use the code to book an appointment. Don't submit it yet. Like, it frustrates me sometimes. I don't like students, frustrating themselves, and then I end up being frustrated by their challenges and all of that. Like, so just take your time. Don't rush this thing, okay? Enroll says, what's your advice for someone with a second class lower looking for funding in the US? So Enroll, your comment is is on TikTok. Check my TikTok page. You are going to see a video that explains that. You can also check my my YouTube. There are videos there. Fuzi says, okay. Lovely Esther, hi, how are you doing? Prof Bless says, how do I have one-on-one session with you? If you want one-on-one, if you want the mock session, then the mock session, you send your details on Telegram, you get opportunity to be interviewed, right? That one is free. If you want to talk to me, then you have to book a consultation. That's just how it is. A 30-minute consultation, then you can ask whatever question you have, then I'll tell you something tailored to your background, okay? And if you want coaching, then your interview coaching is not free. You can check the links for how to book for coaching. Prof Bless a second interview, she said, I have the finance, but nothing has changed because my deficit is still 40k. Third appointment now 28k. So it's still, you need somebody to look at your whole story, what happened in your first interview and then in your second interview, and then try to identify what has changed and give a good, because if nothing has changed, then the visa officer who interviewed you the first time and the second time made the right so the assumption is that the visa officer who interviewed you the first time and the one who interviewed the second time made the right decision in terms of whether you qualify for the visa or not. And so the third visa interview has to ask you what has changed, so that if something has changed, then they can give you a fair chance and then try to find out if what has changed is significant. If it is significant, then they will listen to it and then try to approve your visa. But if nothing has changed, then the assumption is that you don't deserve the visa. That's just how it is. So you have to identify something before you go again. That's just how it is. Okay, so don't just go if you know something significant hasn't changed. Okay, so I cannot tell you what has changed, right? You're asking what? No, I cannot just say. I need to know what happened in your previous interviews and then try to pinpoint exactly what can be a good change depending on your current conditions and all of that. Then we can identify something. So that's just how it is. KKVFI says, I have a GP of 3.2 in business administration and willing to take the GRE. Want to study business analytics. Yeah, check my videos. My videos will tell you what you need to know and all of that. And you have to check the requirements of every program you are interested in. Check if you meet the requirements and stuff like that. Once you submit a good application and the school has clearly stated they have funding, then you have a good chance. Okay. Prof Bless says, I have changed schools and also a direct entry to the program. That is not a significant change. Change schools. So if you have changed schools, why have you changed schools? That can even put you into trouble. Because if you've changed schools, it means the first school wasn't your ideal choice. It wasn't your best choice. So what has changed? Explain that. So you have to identify what has changed. So yeah. So those of you on TikTok, thank you so much for joining today's live session. Tomorrow we have visa interview mock session. Okay, and I hope you make the time to join that as well. Let me finish with YouTube comments. Solomon says, in this case, do I email them? But okay, I think I. Nation says, please, my start date is 8th December. Can I go for interview around 6th December? Yes, you can. Just reach out to the school for a late arrival letter. Okay. Augusta says, hello, Shai. Can I be enrolled in more than one school? Enrolled in more than one school? What do you mean? Do you mean admission from more than one school, or enrolled? You cannot enroll in more than one school. How do you enroll in one more than one school? No. Oman says, right now there are no dates for emergency or bosu. Stick to regular. Exactly. When I tell students to stick to regular, they don't listen. They are quick to, you know. If I were to look for appointment dates, I wouldn't rush this thing. I would just, pay for the service, for the visa fee every morning. Maybe like 5 a.m. I'll wake up to check every morning. If you do it for like, I don't know, 2 weeks, 1 month, you're likely to get a date. I am telling you. But students are like, 5 a.m. I will not wake up. I have to sleep and sleep good. And then when they wake up at 9 o'clock, then they are now looking for uh, quick ways of getting appointments. No, you cannot. That life doesn't work like that. Life is work. You have to work hard and make sacrifices if you want to achieve something good in life. Edwin says, please, when presenting a bank statement, can you use the account of microfinance like credit union, or it must be from an international bank? I think any bank statement, so long as it's like it's a credible bank statement, it's coming from, even if it's a credit union, once it's coming from a financial institution, there is a stamp on it and everything, and you can actually explain yourself very well. You should be fine. The thing is that the visa officers, they normally don't look at the bank statement. So when you are too worried about the bank statements, there is a good chance they will not even look at it. Okay. Oman says, I haven't submitted my DX160, but I have saved it. Can I make any editing, or is it not advisable? Once you've not submitted it, you can always edit it. Okay. Once you've not submitted it, yes. Already says, please, so how do I cancel the emergency appointment and monitor every morning as you have requested? Do I write to the embassy for that? This canceling thing is a risk you are going to take, and I don't, if whatever happens, please don't blame me. I'm only giving a suggestion about this, right? I haven't actually done that by myself. But if you want to cancel the emergency, just go into the portal. There is a place for you to cancel the emergency appointment, and after you cancel it, you can look for regular dates. I don't know if you can get the regular dates or not, but yeah, that's one of, you can just take the risk, and sometimes you take a risk and then it works, sometimes it wouldn't work. I don't know, right? So you have to decide for yourself. Akosia says, I think if you cancel an appointment, you have to pay another MRV. No, it depends on how many times you can reschedule. The appointments, this new appointment, I have made videos about it, how to book an appointment, but that's just as far as I can go. I don't know how many times you can reschedule it, right? Unless a student tells me, and I haven't asked any students about this, but you should be able to reschedule. I think you should be able to reschedule it. Okay, so you can check that and see. So yeah, Nenekwa is missing me. Nenekwa. So guys, thank you so much, and next week Nana is going to talk about his study abroad journey as well, and I think Nana is good with this appointment stuff. So yeah, I think I will ask him about the appointment stuff and all of that. So let's see. So I really appreciate your time. Like I really appreciate it, and I hope I was able to answer all your questions. And I'll see you tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.
The goal of this channel is first to help students get admission and funding into schools abroad. Secondly, to help students get their visas approved. And finally, to help students navigate through life in a foreign country. If any of these interests you, consider subscribing to the channel so that you don't miss